D5.
D5. Okay, very good. And after the game, we will analyze each move. For now, you can just tell me the moves. If there is anything, we'll discuss right now. So he played.
Knight go to C6.
Okay, knight c6. What is the idea behind this? Can you tell me?
Castling.
Okay, castling can be one of the idea, but the main idea is because this knight is attacking this pawn. So you want to defend this pawn also, and at the same time you want to develop your knight. So from c6, this knight will be defending this pawn also. Okay, let's see what white does. This is how generally we should play. These two pawns belongs to the center. Now, as you can see, these pawns are controlling these many squares. Okay, he played c3. How will you continue?
Bishop go to E6.
Bishop goes to e6. So you want this bishop to go to e6, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is also a good move. But like in one of the classes we were discussing, before bishop, we should try to develop our knight. Since your one knight is already developed, now you think of this knight on g1, where you will develop this knight.
F6.
Yes. So before playing bishop e6, which is a good move, we will develop our knight. Oh, knight f6. Let's see what black does. So this is how structure should look like in the opening. Two pawns in the center. Try to control these four squares. Then develop our knight, and then we will develop our bishop, and then we will castle. Then our opening stage is complete. Your opponent is thinking.
Okay.
So when your opponent is thinking, we can also think. For example, we have two pieces developed. He has only one piece developed. So it means we have a good position. Second, we have two pawns in the center. We are controlling these four squares. This is also a good situation for us. And third, like in the earlier class we discussed, we should not move these pawns. Okay, so he played this c4. He's attacking your pawn on. Yes, tell me.
Pawn go to C4.
Pawn go to c4. You want to capture this pawn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you capture this pawn, this is also totally good move. There is no problem because he can't capture it back. This is undefended. But to learn more, you can avoid capturing in the beginning. What you can do is you can develop. For example, you can maybe play bishop e6. Why? Why bishop e6 like the previous move you were saying? Because if this pawn capture on d5, then you can capture with your bishop and your bishop will be in the center. So like in the earlier when we were discussing principle of opening, we were learning that our piece should be in the center. So so shall we play bishop e6 or we should capture this pawn?
Bishop E6.
So let's play bishop e6 and after this game finish, we will see how.
No, sir.
So right now we can play bishop e6, there is no danger. And when this game is finished, we will also analyze what will happen if we capture this pawn, okay? Bishop e6. Let's see what your opponent does. Maybe he will capture this pawn. So you need to be. Yes, please tell me.
Bishop D5.
Yeah, bishop d5 is also a good move. Let's see what your opponent does. So your opponent may have, like when your opponent is taking time in his calculation, we can also think like he has, maybe he can capture this pawn. So we need to be prepared in advance. Suppose if he capture on d5, what will you do? You will capture with your knight, or you will capture with your bishop, or you will capture with your queen. You have three options. So when you have these three options and your opponent to move, you can already start thinking which option is better so that you don't take much time in move. So I want both of you to think on this move. Suppose if your opponent capture this d5 pawn, what will you do? You will capture with your knight, bishop, or queen?
Knight.
Okay, knight capture on d5 is also a good move. Why not bishop? And why not queen? So these things we will see. Okay, he did not capture. Now you think, what will you do? He played
Third
g3.
pawn.
So you have two options. First, of course, this pawn is standing here undefended, free. So you can simply capture it, one option. Second option is based on principle of opening, which is that we need to develop our pieces first. Since we have both our knight developed, we have one bishop developed, this bishop is undeveloped. So you have two choices. Either you can develop this bishop somewhere on this diagonal, or you can capture this pawn. So in the opening, I will always recommend go for the development of the pieces first. Capture can take place later. Because when you,
Bishop.
yes, because when you develop your pieces, it will be easier for you to continue your attack, and your all the pieces will be in the center. We will see more in depth. So tell me, where will you develop this bishop? To e7, to d6, to c5, or to b4? You have four options.
D6.
D6. Okay, D6 is also a good option. So D6 is also a good option, and even C5 is also a good option. And we will see why C5 is also a good option. But for now, we will play the move you said. So we will play Bishop D6. And after this game, we will see Bishop C5 also. Okay, so now just remember this structure. This is the objective you should try to have in your mind. Two pawns in the center, knights on this c6 and f6, two bishop in the center. Now you are free to castle on this side. Even you can wait, maybe you can play your queen one square up like d7, then you can keep both options open together. You can see the difference in your position and your opponent position. Your opponent has only one knight developed. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces developed. So this is the difference of following opening principle, and then it will be easier for you to attack. Your opponent is okay. So your opponent played knight g5. His idea is he's attacking your bishop. He's attacking also this pawn, but the main idea will be he's attacking your bishop, which is defended by this pawn, but he maybe want to exchange this bishop.
Go to D7.
You want to move your bishop to d7.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but why do you want to do that? You just want to save your bishop, that's why?
Sir, castling.
Yeah, right now, yeah, we will see this move also after this game, but right now castling is good. Why castling is good? Because it is also one of the principles that try to castle as early as possible. And since your opponent is wasting his moves, first he developed his knight to f3, then he played g5. Now, even if he captures this bishop, he is wasting 3 moves in capturing this bishop. And we will capture this knight with this pawn. And our king will be also safe. And so let's play the castling. Now the reason we did castling is because if this knight captures this bishop, we can capture with this pawn, and then this rook will become active on this f file. So these things we will discuss more in detail, but this is the larger structure you should try to reach. Okay, he's playing a very interesting move. So he captured your pawn on h7. What will you
King
do?
go to h7.
Okay, you can capture your two option. You can capture with your king. You can capture with this knight. So think for a while.
Knight, 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 knight.
Yes, right now capturing with a knight is more safer. Maybe because if you capture with your king, maybe he will push all these pawns. His rook is already there, so your king may come under attack. So if you capture with your knight, this knight will help you in defense. So you both are playing good. Keep going like this. Okay, so your opponent has sacrificed a piece. So our position is already good. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, he played knight c3. How will you continue? Your pieces are developed. Everything is, your king is safe.
a5.
a5. Okay, and what is the idea behind a5? Okay, what do you think of this move? So we will discuss a5 also. So what do you think of this move? For example, let's see, queen f6, for example. Suppose if I say we should play queen f6. Why we should play queen f6 is because like opening stage will only complete when your rooks are connected. And connection between rooks means there should not be any piece in these four squares. So this queen need to be developed. These four pieces, both the bishop and both the knights are developed. You have castled, your king is safe. The only one thing remaining in the opening is this queen. So this queen need to be developed. Now you have few options. You can play maybe d7, maybe e7, maybe f6. F6 is far better because F6 is better because it is related to that principle of opening. We should develop our pieces towards the center. So that is why queen f6 is a good move. Now queen is also in the center and she will come handy into the attack. And now our opening stage is complete because our both the rooks are connected. There is no piece in between these two rooks. So we have finished our opening development. So this is the structure you should try to achieve in all of your games. That your piece is in the center, both rooks are connected, queen somewhere maybe on 7th or 2nd rank. Okay, so he's fearing you, I think. He played f3. So now think.
Pawn c4.
Pawn c4. Okay, so what you are saying is you want to just capture this pawn.
Yes.
So d capture on c4 you are saying. Okay, and in this right box you can even read the moves. For example, your opponent played f3. Okay, so just think for a while. I'm also thinking, you also think. Apart from capturing this pawn, do we have anything else? And yes, tell me.
Pawn capture c4.
Yeah, pawn capture c4 is also a good move. Okay, so we'll play this and let's see then. This is called d capture on c4. Can you see this?
Yes.
So d capture on c4 because your pawn was on d file and it went to c4. And because it captured a piece, so it will return as d capture on c4. Okay. So, there is one more thing. When your opponent king is in the center, there are high chances that you will have good chances of attack. So always keep calculating, check giving moves, like from where you can give check. For example, this pawn on g3 is undefended. Suppose if this pawn is not there, this bishop can simply capture this pawn and it will be a check. And this king will be checkmated because this king does not have any square to go. So this kind of moves always keep in your mind. And second, whenever your opponent knight is developed, always be very careful where this knight can jump. For example, right now, this knight can jump on e4, this knight can jump on d5, and this also can jump on b5. And this you need to be ready in advance, because if this knight comes on e4, it will attacking your queen. And if it is comes on b5, it will be attacking this pawn and also this bishop. If it is, he played this. Knight b5. Tell me, what will you do?
Pawn a6.
Pawn a6. So pawn a6 is also a good move, but if you play pawn a6, what he will do? He will simply capture your bishop. And then you may have to capture with this pawn. So this a6 move will go waste. So when you already know the intention of your opponent, what you can do is you can make use of that time better. For example, when you already know this bishop is going to be captured by this knight, you can do something else. Like there is a checkmate threat. For example, if you simply play, like if he is not too careful, suppose if he play, just imagine in your mind, if he play queen g6, for example, and if he is not careful, he will capture this bishop. Then we don't need to capture. We can capture this pawn and this king is trapped. So this kind of moves are called intermediate move. If your opponent is not careful, so we will just check if our opponent is careful or not. So we will see. We will play queen g6. Let's see what he will do. If he capture the bishop, then it's checkmate in one. Or if you want to save this checkmate, he can play maybe this uh, g4, and then we will worry about this bishop. And one more thing in this position you can remember, the rook belong to open files. Open file means where there is no pawns blocking. So these rook should come on d file and e file. So always try to achieve that position also. So suppose if he doesn't capture your bishop, or if he plays some this move, then we should play this rook to d8. Okay, so he defended this checkmate with the help of this rook. What will you do? You will go with the a6 move, you will go with this rook d8 move to control this d file, or you will do something about this rook d8 you are saying. So rook d8 is also a good move, but there is one thing which you can remember, that when you are attacking, just keep attacking, don't wait. So for example, this is the checkmate that we were trying. And what is the problem in this checkmate? This rook is stopping you. So what you can do is you can attack this rook first, because this is the rook who is creating problem. Otherwise, it's just simply checkmate. So think for a while, how will you attack this rook on g1?
Bishop
Yeah, where will you play your bishop to attack the rook on g1?
d8.
G, yeah, where will you play your bishop to attack the rook on g1?
E4.
Bishop c4. Bishop c5, maybe you are saying. You want to move your bishop to this.
E4.
Bishop.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Bishop c5.
Yes.
Okay, so bishop c5 is attacking this rook. But whenever you are thinking of a move, think for your opponent also. So for example, if you play bishop c5, attack this rook. And if you want to defend, he can simply play maybe e3. Then your bishop is blocked.
Pawn capture E2. Pawn
E2 is,
capture E2.
how will you
Pawn
capture
capture.
e2? E2 is this square. So maybe there is one move that, like for example, these all moves are
Knight
good.
go to
Where?
D4.
Knight
D4.
d4. Okay, knight d4 is also a very good move. You are going towards the king. So all these moves are very good. Like this knight d4 is also good. A6 is also good. Rook d8 is also good. And one more move which is maybe good is, for example, e4. The idea of e4 is, because the opponent king is in the center, you want to open a position in the center so that you can attack. And the idea of e4 is that when you play e4, this bishop will become also active, attacking on this pawn. And even you can sacrifice your queen. Queen captures, then this rook captures, then bishop capture will be checkmate. So all these moves are good, but we will see what happens with e4. So let's play e4. Now, if your opponent is not careful, suppose if he capture this pawn, then it's a checkmate in two moves. That you have to find if he play this. Otherwise, he can also capture your bishop. So be ready for both these two moves. Either he will capture this pawn or he will capture your bishop.
Bishop go to
So now the idea is, if this pawn, your opponent captured this pawn, then it's game over in two moves. So that also you need to be ready how it will be game over in two moves. Second, if you capture your bishop, then you have to capture maybe with this pawn. Or if you do something else, then also there are high chances that it will be game over. So keep calculating on this pawn, this g3 pawn.
Bishop.
Your opponent is thinking. Try to play few games like this, like in between our classes. Okay, so he played g4. He saw this attack, that's why he played.
Bishop go to G3.
Bishop goes to g3.
No, sir.
If you go to g3, his rook will capture your bishop.
Yes.
How will you continue your attack? You have every piece developed. Now the only thing you need to calculate is how to continue your attack.
Knight go to F6.
Knight f6. Knight f6 is also a good move. That also can be played. Think more, what will you play?
Knight G4.
Knight g4. g4, which is the square. g4 is this square. How this knight or this knight will reach on this square?
Bishop g4.
You want to capture this pawn with your bishop? What about if this rook captures?
Sir, just bishop g4.
g4. You want to sacrifice your bishop.
Yes.
But why this sacrifice? This rook will capture, your queen will come under attack.
Yes.
Sacrifice also we will see after this class.
The knight f6.
Okay, knight f6. So knight f6, for example, if you play knight f6, now I want you to be ready. What will you do if your opponent plays g5, for example? Attack your knight. What will you do?
Knight b5.
Knight b5 or d5?
d5.
Knight d5 is this square. You want to play this knight there?
Yes.
But if you play knight d5, this knight will simply capture your knight. So in this kind of position, when you are not able to find what to play, what not to play, what you can do is either you can simply do the development move. Development moves are which improve your position. For example, we were discussing these rooks belong to open files. So yeah.
Knight
So
goes
yes, tell me where the knight goes.
f6.
Knight f6. Let me see which is the square. f6 is this. Okay, you want to play knight f6, right?
Yes.
Play knight f6. Then we will see what happens. And you need to be careful also because these pawns are coming towards your king. This rook is there, so your king also may come under attack. Just be careful. So keep thinking, like when you are playing, when your opponent to move, you also need to think what your opponent can do. So now think for your opponent, which move do you think he can do? So can you tell me, according to you, if you're playing as white, how will you respond to this? Because when we think for our opponent, we will be ready in advance. Okay, he played the queen c2.
Knight go to g4.
Okay, you want to sacrifice your knight. But again, rook will
Yes.
capture.
Sir, bishop captured.
Then bishop capture, then this pawn captures.
Sir, queen captured.
Then this queen captures. Okay, then but you lost your two piece and he lost one rook and one pawn. This is also a good idea. Okay, what about after this knight capture? If this pawn captures,
Yes.
then
Bishop captured.
bishop captures. And then suppose if it doesn't capture, then you lost your knight or a pawn. Hmm. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what will happen. Then we will see other moves. So you want to go for knight capture on g4, right? Shall I play this move, knight capture on g4?
Yes.
Go for this, knight capture on g4. Now you are ready in advance. If this rook will capture, you will capture with your bishop. If this pawn capture, then also you are thinking to capture with your bishop. This game we will analyze in detail later also, but what could be the other option? But for now, let's see. So tell me, he captured your bishop or knight.
Sir, bishop captured.
Bishop capture on g4. So we capture his rook. Now most likely he will capture with his pawn, then you will capture with your queen, right? Okay, good. You have 8 minutes left. Your opponent has 19 minutes. So we need to play a bit faster. Yes, tell me.
Queen G4. Queen
Queen,
G4.
queen capture on g4. Now keep thinking what you want to do next.
Queen G3.
Queen g3. Queen g3 is also a good move, or even you can capture this pawn also. This also will come with a check. Same idea. But now it will not be a checkmate because king has this d1 square to go. So he capture one of your pawns. Queen capture on c4. What will you do?
Queen G1.
Queen g1. You want to go g1.
Yes.
No, but why not simply capture this pawn and give check?
Sir, H4.
Yes, if you're getting a pawn for free and also it is coming with a check, you should always go for that. Queen capture on h4 check. Now he will play king d1, the only move. So I want you to think, if we play king d1, which is the only move, what will you do? What should be your next move after king d1?
H1.
You can go queen h1 also, but if you go queen h1, he can again play king e1, save his bishop. So you wanted to attack this bishop, right? So there is one more
Yes.
idea. You can attack this bishop from f2 also with the same idea, but from f2 this king will be not able to come back. So
Queen G2.
queen f2. This is f2 square.
Queen
Let's play queen f2. Then let's see. Now this you are attacking this bishop. He has only one move to defend. Either he has to play this e3, or he can move his bishop away.
Queen G1.
Your opponent is thinking. But we will play a bit faster. We have only 6 minutes. Okay, he captured your pawn. Now what will you do?
Queen G1. Capture.
Queen capture on f1. So this bishop is undefended and it comes with a check. So simply we will capture this bishop. Now he has to go to c2. So be ready for the c2 move. How will you continue?
Pawn go to F5. Pawn F5.
5 is also a good move, but if you play f5, you are opening your king. Then he can give all these kind of checks. So we should not move these two pawns. And whenever the opponent king is in the center, we should always keep giving check. Now tell me how you can give check to this king. Keep attacking this king.
Rook E8.
Rook e8 is also a very good move. You are attacking the queen. And at the same time, if you want to give check, yes.
Sir, Black Knight.
Yes, black knight b4 is a very good move. It comes with a check and your knight is defended by your bishop. So this rook e8 is also a very good move. We will see this also. For now, we will continue with knight b4. So now more and more your pieces are going near your opponent king and we will try to capture him. So your opponent, he can either go to, okay, he played this. How will you continue?
E8.
What?
Rook E8.
E8 is also a good move. Now you have few good options. This earlier move is also very good. Bring one more rook, attack the queen. And even you can maybe start continue your check. For example, queen f6 is also a good move. Gives check.
Queen F6.
So let's play queen f6 because queen on f8 she's doing nothing there. So we should keep bringing our pieces in the center and keep giving check. Now let's see how he will deal with that. Maybe he can play this pawn and block. And when he play this pawn, then we will bring our both the rooks in the center, control these files. We have only 4 minutes, so we need to move a bit faster. Okay, so he played the king c4. How will you continue?
Queen E6.
If you play queen e6, he will be happy to exchange his queens. When we
Sir,
are
pawn.
which pawn?
F7.
F7 pawn, how you can, okay, you can capture with your pawn, but the main idea is when you're attacking, you should never exchange your queens because then your attack will be weak. Right now, and whenever you're attacking, there is a saying, bring everyone to the party. Your all pieces should be in the attack. So we will start bringing with rook e8. First, we will attack the queen. And now when the queen moves, then maybe we can, when queen moves. Okay, so he's sacrificing his queen. Now what will you do?
King capture. King capture h7.
Yes, this is a suicide moves from your opponent. So, so this is the benefit of playing on the principle. Your opponent will panic and he will do this kind of mistake. So he is running away with this king. How will you capture this king?
Move bishop.
Which bishop?
Rook. Rook.
Where?
e3.
Rook e3. If you go rook e3, he will be happy to capture your rook.
No sir. Pawn. Pawn d5.
On d5, you don't have a pawn on.
d5. d5.
Your voice is bit not coming, but you want to play this pawn maybe.
Yes.
But when you are attacking, you should always keep giving check. Don't give your opponent time to breathe. When you are attacking, just keep giving checks. So this is one idea. Your opponent will do a lot of mistake when you are again and again threatening to capture his king. Okay, now how will you continue?
Queen go to f6.
Queen go to f6. Where is f6? If you go f6, he will
Yes.
happily go again to b3.
Sir. E. Pawn d5.
Pawn g5. There is no use of this pawn g5. What you can do is you can keep giving checks for a while. For example, let's since we have 1 minute left, so I
We
will
go
quickly,
to e5.
yes, we will quickly try to checkmate him, and then we will see all other options, this g5 and all those, why they are not good. Now we should try to checkmate him. Okay, so he played the king c4.
Queen go to e6.
E6 is also a good move, but he can save. Like if you go to e6, he can simply play this, and right now you can checkmate in one move. You have one move that you can play, and
Queen e7. Queen e7.
queen e7. Queen e7. He can go to, if you play queen e7, he can simply go to c3.
Sir, queen d5.
Queen g5.
d5, sir.
d5, he will simply capture your queen.
Sir, knight.
The move is queen c5. Shall we play this? We have only 30 seconds left. So let's play queen c5. He has this square left. Maybe after that we can play queen this, then he will go there. Then we will move our knight somewhere else. Okay, we have only 20 minutes left. I will try to checkmate. Then we will see all those moves.
और गलत बातों के Queen go.
Just give me 10 seconds, otherwise we will lose on time. We will see all these moves after this. Let's checkmate him first. Okay, so we won. We checkmated your opponent. So this game we will analyze in our next class. This game is very, very important. There are many things that we can learn. So now for next 10 minutes, we will solve checkmate puzzles. So that these kind of checkmate that I did, that you can also do. Just give me 1 minute. So in this position, it is black to play.
Queen go to D3.
So it should be checkmating
No, sir.
one. So think if you go to queen d3, then where this king can go?
Sir, pawn. Rook go to D3.
Okay, so if you go to rook d3, then where this king will go?
Sir, down.
What about this square?
No. No. Sir, queen.
Okay. What about this square? Okay, what about f4?
Pawn.
Yes, and so this rook d3 is a checkmate. And what was the problem in queen d3?
King will capture.
King can't capture because you have your rook. Your rook will
Rook
be
sir, F2.
yes, king can go to f2 because your queen moved away from second rank. So that is why rook d3 is checkmate. Now your queen is controlling second rank, rook is controlling third, and this pawn is controlling these two squares. So just to show you, if you play queen d3, and your king can run away to f2. Okay, I will set up one more position.
मैं कौन तो वही चुनूंगी मेरे को एक बारी मर जाऊंगा आप नहीं मिला नहीं मिला
Okay. This either this rook can capture your bishop and this king can capture this rook also because this rook is defended by this bishop only. Will you checkmate the black king?
Rook go to h3.
Rook h3. Okay. If you play rook h3, where this king will go? Can this king capture your rook?
Yes. Sir Bishop.
Yes, he can't capture because bishop is there. Okay, what about king goes to, for example, g7?
Bishop.
Yes, bishop is there and also rook is there. What about king goes to h7?
Rook.
Yes, because your rook is on h3. So rook h3 will be checkmate. Because rook is controlling this whole file, this rook is controlling this file, and this rook is defended by your bishop. And in this position, you may also think rook h5. Why rook h5 is not working here? Where this king can go? This king can run away to g6. Because earlier this rook was on g5, but now it went to h6, so he can run away to g6. That is why rook h5 is not checkmate, but rook h3 is checkmate. Okay, so that's all.